Yeah, man, Leon Edwards, give me your honest opinions on his rise, his reign as champion, and what you think of him as a fighter and as a person.
As a person, low IQ Leon Scott, the guy's dumber than a box of rocks. I'd love for the media to ask him honest journalist questions, find out what his level of education is, because I honestly don't think that he graduated elementary school. The guy's so fucking dumb. He's mumbling. He's fumbling. He's an idiot. He's dumber. He's literally so stupid. Like, he thought he called shots in the company, and I'm not fighting anybody. I'm just gonna sit on this title, and I'm just get my sponsor money. He's the guy's just he doesn't know how to sell fights. He doesn't know how to bring electricity and bring entertainment to it. So there's a reason I'm the A side. There's a reason I'm bringing the most famous person alive, Donald Trump, to the fight. Who's Leon bringing to the fight? Is he bringing the royal family? Is he bringing Paddington the bear? Is he bringing Mary fucking Poppins? Nope. Nobody gives a fuck about Leon. The only people that are going to be cheering Leon next weekend are my haters. He's just going to borrow my haters for the night.
What do you make of him as a fighter? As his title reign, he beat Usman a couple of times. What have you made of him over the last couple of years?
I make a lot of him as the same thing as the last guy that I fought and gave the 50-43 Minnesota to, George. Lightning in a bottle, a little bit of hype. He landed a Hail Mary knockout of Usman, after he was getting dominated for 24 and a half minutes. And, now he's overhyping himself. He's overconfident. He thinks he's unbeatable. He thinks he's untouchable. So he's going to find out the hard way next weekend that Colby Chaos Covington is going to melt him. I'm going to bring out the dog in me, and I'm going to bring out the quitter in Leon. So, everybody, it's funny because when I was in the UK, every single fan said the same thing. They were like, Colby, dude, that's not the same Usman you fought. Usman looks like a shell of him former self. He looks washed up. He doesn't look like that same guy that you fought a couple of years earlier. So, he's going to find out the hard way. He's talking a big game, but he's going to learn a hard lesson next weekend. And that lesson is the lesson of 1776. It means you don't fuck with America, Junior. You don't come to American soil, and you're going back to the UK empty-handed, Junior.
If you win next weekend, would you want to defend against Usman? Is that like a fight you'd want back?
Yeah, when I win next weekend, I think there's a lot of interesting fights out there. You got the Islam fight. He's been talking big, saying he wants to come up to welterweight and try and get a double belt. So I think that's a great storyline. Russia versus USA, Sambo versus American wrestling, the Drago versus Rocky story. Rocky 5 or whatever Rocky number it was. But I think it's a great fight. But also the Usman trilogy. That's interesting. I'd love to destroy him. I thought he got lucky the last time I fought him in Madison Square Garden. I thought I beat him. I thought I beat him rounds 3, 4, and 5. And every single fan in Madison Square Garden told me the same. When I walked out, they were like, dude, I thought you won the fight. I thought for sure the judges were going to give you the decision. But everybody hates me. Even the judges hate me. Even they score against me every fight. So what can I do? Colby Chaos Covington has been delayed, but Colby Chaos Covington will not be denied on December 16th. Live on pay-per-view from T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Would you ever consider going up to middleweight?
I would consider that. I always said I wanted to be a triple champion. I think I can get the lightweight belt. I think I can get the middleweight belt even easier. I think that's an easier fight than Makhachev. I think Sean Strickland is, he's punch drunk. His brain's already fried. He fought a guy in Israel who's literally cashed out. He won the last rivalry fight with Pereira, and that's all he wanted to do. He didn't care about defending the title anymore. He had made his reign on the sport, and he had a great run. He won a bunch of titles. So it wasn't the same hungry Israel as of before. So I think Sean Strickland's the easiest fight in the middleweight division. I think everybody's clamoring for that fight. So of course I would entertain that fight, but I want to do the biggest and best business for the UFC because this is a multi-billion-dollar publicly traded company. So whatever the UFC sees fit, Colby Covington's on board with, and that's why I'm in this position because I don't pick fights. I take the biggest and best fights the UFC gives me, and I'm a yes man and I'm a company man. I love this company.
I think a lot of people assume that you and Sean Strickland would be mates, or would be close, but it seems like there's a genuine sort of hatred there, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. He's pretending to be everything he wishes I was. So I'd love to slap Sean Strickland around. I think, he's just a pathetic excuse of a human being. The guy has literally no freaking IQ. That guy's so fucking stupid. The things he says, like he needs to get his mouth wired shut. And and I'm the guy to do it. So the UFC knows, I'm the one that can end these guys that hate the company and they hate the world. So I would love to fight Sean Strickland.
And from an Australian perspective, I know the last time you were down here, or maybe not the last time, but when you were down here, 2017 it was, the whole issue with Fabrizio Verdun, the boomerang. How did that form your view of Australia? Like, would you come back and fight down here?
Oh, of course. I was ready to fight back there when they didn't know who their main event was going to be back in September. They were having some shuffling and some scrambling at the UFC. I volunteered. I called Hunter Campbell and Dana White right away. I said, "Hey guys, I'm ready to go. I stay ready. I'm always ready. So if you need me in Sydney, it would be an honor to go back there." I've always had a great time in Australia. I think there's a lot of beautiful women there. I think the countryside is amazing. I don't particularly agree with the government. I think they have a little bit too many restrictions on the people. I think the people should have more freedoms, more constitutional rights. But, overall, I think the landscape of Australia is a beautiful place, and it'd be an honor to come down there and fight someday.
We got Rob Whittaker. He's knocking around at middleweight, potential opponent. I think it's been maybe mentioned in the past, you and Rob potentially fighting, but is that one you'd entertain?
No, that ship sailed. Robert, he lost the title and then he got beat in a contender fight. So he's just not relevant anymore. It doesn't make sense for me. I'm the top of the division. I'm about to be welterweight champion of the world. So I only want the biggest and best fights the UFC has to offer. And I know they wouldn't even waste my time and waste their time to even try and put that fight together. They want to this is a business and they want to make money. So, it's all about making the biggest and best fights for the fans and for the UFC. So whatever the UFC says, they know I'm a yes man. I'm a company man. Whatever they say, Colby Covington will agree on.